What's up, everyone? So today I'm gonna talk to you guys about a super great opportunity that you can start doing today for as little as $2,000. Now, I know $2,000 may be a lot to you guys, but I promise that it's worth saving up for. So what am I gonna talk about? What is this big opportunity? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is called wheeling. Wheeling is such a good strategy. It involves selling options, collecting premium, and this premium is yours to keep no matter what happens. So I'll give you guys a quick rundown, and then we'll go to a PowerPoint where I'll show you guys a little bit more information about it. Alright, so looking at Apple now, we see that it costs $123 per share. Okay, you go over here to trade Apple options. Well, the thing is that you're gonna have what this number is right here times 100. Okay, so you're gonna have to have like roughly $12,500 in your account. All right, so you go over here, and we're not buying any calls or buying any puts. We're going to sell, and we're gonna start off by selling a put. Okay, now it's up to you whether you want to try not to get assigned or whether you want to get assigned. But for the purposes of the wheel, we actually don't mind being assigned. So I actually sold a put this morning at 122. It was pretty much close to where the stock price is. And I collected $143 right off the bat, pretty passively. Okay. If you were starting the strategy today and you don't mind getting assigned with Apple and you're comfortable with wheeling, I would say sell this one. The 123 put expiring December 11th. Okay. Once you get assigned, you go over here to call, and to sell calls you need to have 100 shares. So let's say you get assigned at 125. Okay, well, next week, let's pretend it's Monday next week and you got assigned. Next week you're gonna go up to and sell calls above your strike price. Right, always sell it above the price they got assigned at. That way you won't lose any money, and you rinse and repeat. Once you get assigned, you go back to selling puts, and then calls, and then puts. And every week you can collect roughly I want to say maybe, I don't know, maybe like $400 a month, something like that. And you get the benefits of capital appreciation, these nice juicy premiums, dividends, and you just make more money passively, which you can then take the premium and go over and buy Tesla stock with it, or literally anything else you want to buy. All right, so looking at this little diagram that we have here, basically your collateral goes in, which is going to be, for my case, the $12,000. So that goes in, and I sell a put, and I keep selling puts on that stock until I happen to get assigned. Now, since they're close to the money on Monday, I have a high probability of getting assigned, so I won't really do that for that long. And mind you, each one of these little green dollar signs means that you get paid cash for. You get cold hard cash for it. All right, no matter what happens. So you sell a put until you get assigned. Then what do you do once you get assigned these 100 shares? Well, you sell calls. You got to make sure to sell calls above your cost basis, which could also be the price that you got assigned at. Just remember to always do that no matter what, because that way if you get assigned, then you won't lose any money. Okay, so when you sell these calls, what happens when you get assigned is that you take the shares and you sell them for the price that you agreed to sell them with on the call contract. So for instance, if I sell a call for 125, I have to sell those shares for $125 if the contract is in the money. Meaning if the stock goes up to 125 or more, I have to sell it at 125 no matter what. So when I sell it, since I bought it in this case at 122, assuming I get assigned on the put, then I'm going to make a profit of $300 plus the premiums I'm getting from selling the call, and plus any dividends that I get from holding onto the shares. And then what do I do once I get my money back and then some? I go right back to selling a put. And I sell a put, I get premium, I do that until I get assigned. I go over to selling a call, I collect premium, maybe even dividends too, and I do that until I get assigned, and it's just a constant cycle over and over again. You're just selling these options and you're just wheeling it. That's why it's called the wheel, because it just goes around in circles. You might be saying to yourself, that sounds good and all, but I might not have $12,500 to get started on Apple. And that's okay. That's totally fine. I'm going to show you a couple stocks that I think are pretty good that you can just use to help you save up, and then later you can move on to stocks like Apple, Tesla, and SPY. So the first stock I want to go down to, and I've actually compiled a list here that I look at. One of the first stocks I want to go down here to is going to be Dropbox. Okay. Now, you want to choose a stock that isn't going to go down to zero and that's going to trend upwards. Okay. Now, what's cool about Dropbox is that this company has kind of been hated on by Wall Street, meaning that even though they perform well, the stock doesn't really move anywhere. Like this entire time over the last year, it just moved up like $2. That's basically nothing. But it might go up soon. Okay. Especially if the company keeps on performing, keeps doing what they're supposed to do. And so you only need $2,053 to get started, basically. We ordered options here, sell a put, and you can sell and just each week collect, maybe like 40 to 30 bucks each week, pretty passively by doing that. Okay, it's not much, but it's something, and you earn more basically by doing this than if you were investing into, say, a dividend. And once you use this and you bootstrap it, the next one I would go to is probably going to be Bank of America stock. Okay, most banks are backed by the Federal Reserve, so there's no way that they're going to go under, and they pay a pretty nice dividend yield of 2%. Okay, so you only need about $3,000 to get started doing this. So you go over to Bank of America options, and you see that the premiums are generally a little bit higher. Okay, you might want to go further out to get more premium, but generally they're a little bit higher. Okay, so I feel like most people can save up $2,000 to $3,000 if they're pretty meticulous and dedicated to it, no matter what job that they work. Eventually, you might want to wheel something like, let's see, let me see here. Something like Coca-Cola, you only need like $5,000 for it, or Archer Daniels Midlands. You want to choose something that has a weekly options preferably, and that is within your budget, and that really realistically won't go down. Right? Then when you get to the $10,000 to $15,000 range, then more doors open up for you. For instance, you can do Apple, which is a super safe company. I don't see anything happening with Apple. You could also do JPMorgan Chase, which isn't bad. Wynn Resorts up here. XLK, which is just the tech side of the S&P 500. IBM. ADV. Like, there's a lot more stocks that open up in that price range. Even Crispr, this is a pretty good one I want to do for myself just because it has super high premiums. And eventually, the more money you make, the more you could, the more money you have, the more you can wheel. So you can do Alibaba, Square, Tesla, so on and so forth. You just want to choose stocks that won't go bankrupt and that will consistently go up over the long term. Like, let me go back to Bank of America, for instance. So Bank of America, it fell down here, but over the long term, it goes up slowly but surely over the long term. So that's what you want to do. You don't want to choose something like Nikola and have it go down. Okay, you want to believe that the stock is going to go up over the long term and that you wouldn't mind holding the stock. Okay, so this is a really powerful strategy just for generating passive income. You can take this money and just buy beer with it, buy McDonald's with it, use it to reinvest or save up to wheel other stocks. It's just a great money-making opportunity. And eventually I'm planning on retiring using some of these so-called theta gain strategies. So I hope you guys learned something in this video. If you guys want me to clarify anything, let me know in the comments down below. You can personally ask me and I'll try my best to get it out to you. I didn't want to go too in depth because I didn't really want to waste your time. But if so, I'll make a video detailing everything I know about it and kind of have it be like a lecture format. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy the video, and happy investing.